Hi guys, what's hilarious to watch is Tory MPs and in particular candidates for leader appear like a man drowning on dry land when they're forced to defend a ridiculous position. So Robert Jenrick, in order to win over the crazies of the Conservative Party, suggested that the Star of David should be placed on every port of entry to Britain in what he claims is a sign of solidarity with Israel. This, of course, is an attempt to deliver a slap in the face to anyone who's critical of what Israel is doing in Gaza and Lebanon at the moment. This has created a bit of a problem for other Tories. Watch an embarrassing display by fellow candidate Tom Tugendhat as he squirms around in response to the policy.
Do you think the Star of David should be displayed at all ports of entry to the UK as suggested by Robert Jenrick?
I'm not quite sure why it would be, but I have no problem with seeing the Star of David in the Israeli flag wherever it's appropriate to fly it. I'm a proud friend of many, many Israelis. I have a lot of friends in that country and visit often.
And is it an appropriate place to do that at all ports of entry to the UK?
Well, this is the United Kingdom. I want to see the UK flag at every port of entry. I know what our flag flies for. I fought for our flag. I stood for our flag. The values that it stands for are the values that I'm fighting to defend, and the leadership I'm trying to offer is to this amazing country that we're privileged to call home. I'm proud to be British. I want to see the British flag everywhere.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, he couldn't say, no, it shouldn't be there. Why would it be there? It makes no sense for it to be there. He couldn't say that, and he knows he couldn't say that. He's obviously thinking that, but he couldn't say that because that would upset the crazies in the Conservative Party, and it would show, oh, you're not a true friend of Israel. Robert Jenrick is a true friend of Israel because he would demand, if he became Prime Minister, the Star of David on every port of entry. Like, what sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But it's about trying to deliver a slap in the face to anyone who's critical of Israel and what it's doing at the moment, but also to show, yeah, this would really rub it in the faces of those pro-Palestinian marchers and anyone who disagrees with with what's happening at the moment in the Middle East, anyone protesting, anyone calling for a ceasefire. Let's really rub it in their faces. This is what it's about, and this is red meat to the extremes in the Conservative Party. Now, Tom Tugendhat, if he had a spine, could have simply said, no, I disagree with that. It makes no sense whatsoever. We're in Britain. Why would we fly a foreign flag on a port of entry? Like, port of entry. It's not like, okay, let's fly a flag over public buildings, once a year or something like that. That's completely different. But on the port of entry, as people enter the country, somebody getting off a plane in London, Gatwick or whatever, and they look up, wait a minute, I think I've arrived in the wrong country. This is absolutely ridiculous. But once again, it's an attempt to throw red meat to the extremes in the Conservative Party. And every other candidate is too spineless to call it out for what it is. Ridiculous. Now, what we're probably going to see is more ridiculous displays or extreme attempts by Conservative candidates. Like, what are we expecting next? Everyone in Britain needs to stand up and sing the national anthem first thing in the morning or something like this, and if they don't, then they're not a patriot. And whatever candidate is going to demand that, every other candidate will have to say, yes, that's actually a good idea, or I actually thought of something similar, or there's going to be a race to the bottom, if we can call it that, when it comes to these candidates for leader. They're just going to roll out ridiculous after ridiculous policy in an attempt to appear more extreme, to appeal to the extreme in the Conservative Party. And the other candidates are going to have to try and work their way around that problem. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.